has the quality of the music that we listen to been watered down so much that we're okay with listening to an AI artist? What can an AI artist give me, the consumer, the listener, that an actual musical artist, a human being, couldn't give me? What experience does it have to resonate with me as a living human being, as a fucking person? The more time passes by, the more the AI will start to learn what other music artists will sound like, their stories, flows, everything, the type of shit people want to hear next. It'll start creating the wave. You know what I mean? You're going to be following the robot's wave. You won't be following the wave we create. We won't be creating the wave. We control cool, right?
Black people, we control cool, but we don't own it.
Not for long. That's how it looks. But I said, once again, what kind of quality of music have we been listening to and creating that makes it okay for people to feel like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to this robot. So I want to say this. The first way we can start in changing this for the better is, one, first and foremost, we got to start kicking the trash music artists out. Everybody who's not good enough to make music, they got to go somewhere else. They can't be in this space. It has to be an exclusive space for exclusive artists, which means we have to start regulating who and who can't be in the club. Kind of like Neo was saying in that interview.
And the music industry used to be like this small elite club where you had to be good at what you did in order to be in this club. Like right. you couldn't get in here if you didn't know how to sing on key. Couldn't get in here if you didn't know how to really play an instrument. Couldn't get in here if you really didn't know how to mix records together. Yeah. Now you push a button and anybody can do it. So the club is not elite anymore. Anybody can come in now. Right, yeah. And that cheapens the value of it. You know what I mean?
Everybody used to not be able to be in the club. Technology made it accessible for everybody to make music. Either squeezing independent music artists out the scene completely, or it's fine-tuning what we listen to. Once we start regulating what we consider music, or once we start regulating who's able to do what in what spaces, then we'll be able to drive out the rest of the BS. All right. Also, it really comes down to the public's participation. You have to give somebody something that artificial intelligence can't give them. Community, stories, real life. None of that fabricated bullshit that you heard the next man regurgitate over and over again. Now your story has to be authentic. You got no choice. Because AI is going to regurgitate everything every other music artist said. So now you got to be real. Congratulations. Welcome to being a real person. Not only do you have to give them something that's real, you have to give them authenticity, but you have to give them consistency. But not consistency to the point where you're getting lost in the sauce. You know what I'm saying? There's only but so much songs that a person can actually make in a certain amount of time, because there's only but so many hours in a day. You can't compete with AI with that one. AI got you knocked. AI got you with that one. You know what I'm saying? But you got to create pieces that make the people think. So now the people have to actually sit and listen to what you're saying. You have to put memorable music out to the point where it's undeniable. And not only does the music have to be authentic, memorizable, you know what I'm saying, consistent, but it has to be led with good visuals. So you got to actually put time and energy into doing your music again. Not trying to rush this shit, ask AI for a bullshit cover art and spend like 50, 70, or $300, $200 on promo. Like, you gotta actually do the work, you know what I mean? And put that shit out there. In the middle of looking for jeans, I realized something, that the same way I gotta take my ass to the gym and lose some weight so I can fit in the jeans I actually want, that's the same way that y'all gotta work on y'all music to make it actually good, to give the people something that they actually want to listen to, and then give you the results you actually desire when it comes to making this music and this music industry, creating the change that you want. You know what I mean? Instead of just trying to get a higher size or a new size to fit you now, make the actual changes so that you could get something that you actually really want and you look good in it. But that's the whole, that's a twofold gem right there. You feel me? Message. Anyway,
I will.
yeah, I'm in this Ralph section. I thought the lady was talking to me for a second. Queen Mall, Macy's, Ralph section. It's alright. Ain't the best in the world, but it's alright though. I ain't gonna front. It's alright. Ralph section is alright. What was I saying? Shit. I got fucking sidetracked by Ralph Lauren. This is hard, but once again, this is 2X. I don't need a 2X. You know what I mean? I'm an extra large. I'm supposed to be in this. But technically, I'm supposed to be in a large. Like, I should technically be in a large. I should not be an extra large. I gotta get my big ass in the gym. I gotta make it work. This video is starting to change subjects, so let me stop the camera right quick. I'll come right back to y'all in a second. Let me get out of Macy's first. As I was saying, right? You gotta give the consumer an experience that AI can't give, which goes back to community. All right? There's a gem to be understood and learned by the content creators. So when it comes to people like Kai Cenat, I Show Speed and all of them dudes, you gotta look at the gem and realize that as content creators, they're doing something that you're not doing as an artist. You know what I mean? And you're not tapping in with the people. You're not tapping in with the folks like you should be. And it's hurting you and hurting your music. You know what I mean? Which means you can't half-ass and bullshit music no more. You gotta really go hard. Everything from day in the life videos to merch to behind the scenes to live streaming. You gotta give these people everything and more. And it's gotta be fire music. You know what I mean? And you gotta, like I said, you gotta be consistent. So keep that in mind. It's enough music artists do that. They don't have to worry about being taken over by AI or having AI take their spot. You don't gotta worry about that because you're giving people something that AI can't give them. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm saying this over and over again. I hope y'all are getting the point. You know what I mean? This is deeper than just, tucking the tail between your legs and kissing your ass goodbye. There's still a possible chance for all of this to be turned around. You know what I mean? And to keep it still independent. If anything, this might be the blessing that independent artists need. Real shit. If you don't want AI to make you null, void, and useless, you gotta put your brain to ways to make shit happen for you. You gotta make shit work for you. Everything that comes your way, you gotta make the lemonade out of lemons. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Figure it out. I seen Timbaland do his live stream where he had different producers and artists and whatnot calling up live, you know what I'm saying, basically coming in live, telling him how much of a piece of shit he is for signing an AI artist, which is actually kind of funny.
What you mean Timbaland just signed an AI artist? Don't you just create the AI and it's yours? The music industry is officially cooked, by the way.
And I don't disagree. I think he's a piece of shit for that. But, however, this is my point that I want to get to. If you're confident about what you do, no AI in the world can ever replace you. There's no way in the hell that a robot can be more interesting than you, a flesh and blood, real living human being? No way. The most boring person in the world can still be more interesting than a fucking robot. You know what I mean? It might be smarter than you because it has all of these, components that make it answer questions fast, and it's using shit from the internet and whatnot. But it could never be more creative than you. It can't. It could just take other people's shit and then mix it around in a gumbo pot and then regurgitate it out to the world. But it can't create something from scratch. That's a God-given gift. AI don't have that. Respectfully. Is it respectfully? It's a fucking robot. Whatever. But you get my point. It can't do that. So, like I said, now is the time for y'all to take the words I'm saying, apply it to what you do, and just be a better artist. Time to step the fuck up. Let's go. Also, disclaimer, I'm pretty sure there's going to be somebody out there in the comments or just in the world who's going to hear this and be like, nah, fuck what he talking about. People don't want to hear that shit. Or I don't believe people going to care that much to want to stop streaming music. Yada, yada, yada. Them people are lazy. Don't listen to people like that. Don't be around people like that. People like that are going to stop you not only from making great music, but from living a great life. Because they too scared of the possibilities to make an actual leap of faith. Fuck them people. For real. That's deeper than this message at this point. Them niggas right there, lazy, good for nothing ass niggas. Stay the fuck away from them folks. You heard?